Here's your wrestling news for March 3rd, 2023, and we're starting today with CM Punk, and since September, there has been plenty of talk about the impact of the former world champion, and whether he is a positive or detriment to pro wrestling. While some like Chris Jericho and Seth RolIins have deemed Punk a cancer, others like Jade Cargill and Dax Harwood have supported Punk, so it's clear that everybody has their opinions on him. Speaking with the Load Management podcast, Roman Reigns shared his 2 cents on Punk and made it clear that he's personally not a fan of the self-professed voice of the voiceless. If you've watched wrestling for the past 10 to 15 years and you love it and it's like within your blood, then you probably have some kind of feelings about that guy. I know I do, you know? Just by doing one of these things, he made my job a lot harder over, 5 to 10 years ago. But if it's something that the fans can get behind and that it can really make them, sink their teeth into the product and really, dive into the creative with us, I'm willing to do it. I don't like the guy. I mean, I don't know many people that do, but I'm willing to put business first and make really good content if that's the case. But yeah, he probably has to be slapped around a few times in order to get his mind right. At this time, Reigns is preparing for his 7th WrestleMania main event, a spot that Punk never filled during his WWE career, and while there has been rumors of Punk returning to WWE, the Tribal Chief won't be backstage battling for the Chicago wrestler to get a job. At WrestleMania 39, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will risk it all to be the undisputed WWE Universal Champion in a match worthy of the main event. This WrestleMania match is being treated as the end point of Cody's return story to WWE, but what is next in store for both Rhodes and the Tribal Chief after April 2nd? According to Zero News, the current plan is for Reigns and Rhodes to continue their feud into the following Premium Live event, which is believed to be Backlash, but their rematch won't be one-on-one. The report states that the plan is for Seth Rollins to enter the fray and make this a triple threat match, and interestingly stated that this match would possibly be for the WWE Championship. There has been plenty of speculation that WWE will be splitting the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and if this report is correct, then that will happen at some time between WrestleMania 39 and the next Premium Live event. Rollins has a history with both men in WWE, as he was the first opponent for Rhodes upon returning last April, while Seth is the only person to hold a Premium Live event win over Reigns, albeit by DQ, since his transformation into the Tribal Chief. After over 900 days on top, many predict that Reigns' incredible run as champion will end this April, and that Cody will be the one to do it. But even if that happens, then the American Nightmare will have his work cut out for himself at Backlash. After being released from WWE in July 2021, Bray Wyatt opted not to compete anywhere else, but did keep himself busy with non-wrestling projects. In November of that year, it was reported that Wyatt was set to star in a feature film and would work alongside horror movie effects veteran Jason Baker, but there's been no updates on the film in quite some time. Given Wyatt's return to WWE last October, it's safe to say that his focus has been on his wrestling career again, and while speaking to the Metro, Baker gave an update on the movie. It's a feature film and it's something really new and different. I'd say probably the best way to describe it is Ichi the Killer meets Xanadu. It's not dead, it's just we're all working over at WWE now. I'm sure we'll eventually get around to it, but alright, let's just go and do this for now. We were getting close and then he started talking with Hunter, and then Hunter hired Rob, and then Bray came back. He's like, well, I need you to make a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, well, when are we gonna shoot a movie if we're all busy with WWE? It's not a bad thing, this is where he should be, and I'm sure we'll all get around to making that movie eventually, but let's get him back where he needs to be, and that's in WWE. Baker is no stranger to WWE, as he was part of the team that helped design The Fiend, and also worked with the likes of Triple H and Finn Balor in the past. With WrestleMania less than a month away, all non-WWE projects are on the back burner for now, but this film will come out in due time, at least according to Baker. When Miro debuted in AEW in 2020, there were high hopes for him, as the Bulgarian had been popular, but often underutilized in WWE. Despite a strong start and reign as a TNT champion though, Miro would eventually plummet down the AEW card before dropping off of it altogether last year. In 8 months, Miro has had just one match for AEW, and Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select clarified this week that the powerhouse isn't out with an injury. He said, Thus far, there's been nothing new on Miro since our last update, although the two sides did meet around the time our report dropped. We're told that he's healthy and ready to go, but haven't heard an update on creative discussions between he and All Elite Wrestling. Miro has several years left on his contract after signing a 4-year extension a year or so ago. Miro has a lot to offer AEW, but there just isn't enough room for everybody on the roster to be on TV. And unfortunately for the Bulgarian, it means that he has spent much of his run going unused. It was last March that Miro signed a new 4-year contract with AEW, one that will, in theory, keep him around until early 2026. And are you missing Miro on TV? Let us know in the comments. Miro isn't expected to appear at this weekend's AEW Revolution event, but a huge grudge match has been announced for the show. For months, Christian Cage and Jungle Boy have been at it ever since the former world champion turned on him, and it was this betrayal that also marked the end of Jurassic Express. It's now been confirmed that Cage and Jungle Boy will face off this weekend, and that their match will be contested under no-holds-barred rules. Just last week, Christian took out Jungle Boy with multiple concertos, and after claiming this week that Jungle Boy doesn't have the intestinal fortitude to be as vicious as him, and we're sure the Jurassic Express alum is looking to prove Christian wrong this weekend. More from WWE, and it was months ago that reports came out that the promotion was bringing back the King of the Ring tournament. In addition to a King of the Ring tournament, WWE is set to be hosting a Queen of the Ring tournament, and there's been an update on plans for the show. According to PW Insider, the two tournaments are scheduled to be held in Jeddah, the main resort city in Saudi Arabia, on May 27th, after previously being expected to take place at a US-based Backlash pay-per-view. Right now, WWE are yet to confirm any plans publicly for the tournaments, but that is expected to come in due time. And don't be surprised if the event and the tournaments are announced during WrestleMania. Since stepping away from being a full-time WWE superstar, John Cena's acting career has continued to grow, thanks to his work with big franchises such as DC Comics and The Fast and the Furious. Now, the 16-time WWE World Champion has another major project to his name, as The Hollywood Reporter has learned that he will be a part of the action comedy movie Grand Theft Auto. The Amazon Studios production will see Cena work with some notable names including Simu Liu and Awkwafina, whose superhero fans may recognize from Marvel's Shang-Chi film from 2021. Cena is just days away from making his return to Raw, where it is believed he'll start a WrestleMania program with Austin Theory. And between WWE and acting, the man who for years said, "You can't see me," is being more and more visible to the mainstream. And we're ending today with some WrestleMania news, as this week WWE released the official poster for the biggest 2 nights of the year, which is now less than a month away. That poster has many current WWE superstars, but has also included some interesting names you don't normally see on WWE TV. In the middle of the poster's lower third is John Cena, who hasn't been confirmed for WrestleMania yet but is expected to face US Champion Austin Theory. In the back of the crowd on the poster, fans can spot Snoop Dogg, and WWE have likely accidentally spoiled that the rap legend will have some role on the show. While Snoop is no stranger to WWE and even is a Hall of Famer, there had been some questions about his relationship following his cousin Mercedes Moné walking out last May. WrestleMania 39 already has a host, as The Miz announced on this week's Raw that he will be the MC, and it remains to be seen what Snoop does at the Showcase of the Immortals.